Hi everyone. So this is kind of a quick review of what you've been learning about the unit circle. Number one, I want you to know a unit circle, what it is. It's a circle that's centered at the origin with a radius of 1. Its equation, not its equation, its equation is x squared plus y squared equals 1. And that's the equation of a circle. Remember, the equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared if it's centered at the origin. And in this case, since the radius 1, 1 squared is 1. All right, so there's a couple things when you're dealing with the unit circle in Algebra 2 and pre-calculus with right triangle trig. Everything that we're going to be using in the unit circle is going to relate to three things. Everything we're going to need is going to relate to three things. It's either going to relate to the degree measure of where I am on the circle, how far I've traveled around the circle. The radian measure, probably going to use this more frequently. It's another way for us to measure the rotation of a circle. Or the ordered pair, the coordinate point at that degree or radian measure. All I'm going to be doing today is going to be talking about the degree measure and the radian measure. This is a review of what you've learned, okay? All right, so here's our general picture of the unit circle. I'm going to make it a little smaller so you can see the whole thing. Now, remember, right here, we are at the origin. And when we read a unit circle, we're always going to start from standard position, which is the positive x-axis. Now, I'm going to go through these degrees really quickly, but this again is a review of what you did. So if you start here and you haven't gone anywhere, you'd be at 0 degrees. The unit circle, these values relate to the two special right triangles, a 45, 45, 90 triangle and a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So the angle measures we're really going to be paying attention to are going to be 30 degrees, the first one, 45 degrees, the second one, and 60 degrees, the last one. Now we also want to be paying attention to what we refer to as our quadrantal angles. Quadrantal angles. The quadrantal angles are the angles that are right on the rotational angles, right on the axis. All right, so if I'm here at 0 and I go straight up to the y-axis, I would be at 90 degrees. Over here on the left side, I would be at 180 degrees. Down here at the bottom of the y-axis, I'd be at 270 degrees. And when I've traveled all the way around a circle, I would have gone 360 degrees. So those are the degree measures we're going to be focused on. Now, each of those is going to have a corresponding value or degree in each of the quadrants. But again, they refer back to 30, 45, and 60 degrees. So, for example, this one over here is 150 degrees. It pairs up with the 30 degrees. 30 is its reference angle. This one, 135 degrees. It refers back to the 45 degree angle. 120 degrees, it refers back to the 60 degree angle. All right, as we progress on, again, this one would be 210 degrees. You can see these angles together, they're creating a 30 degree angle with the x-axis. That's why they refer to each other. Whereas over here, it would be 330 degrees. So if I wanted to pair them up for themselves, here, let me switch to a highlighter, the ones that are going to end up having the same values or coordinate points, just different negatives or positives, will be 30, 150, 210, and 330. All right, let's move on to the 45 degree angles. The 45, 135, 225, 315. So these are going to be the ones that pair up with each other. And let me switch to maybe yellow. 45, 135, 225, and 315. They're all referring back to that 45 degree angle. And then the last one would be the 60 degree angle. So 60, 120, 240, 300. And again, these all refer back to the 60 degree angle. So you're going to hear me say a lot that you really only have to know the coordinate points and the radians in quadrant 1 because they will always refer you to one of the other points in the quadrant. All right, so that's a little bit about the degree measure. Now let's look at the radian measure. Remember, a radian is just another way for us to measure a triangle, and what it means is a radian is how many radiuses I'm using to go along the circle. So if the radius here is 1, and I wanted to measure it, and I took it and it was a piece of string and I measured it, well, I would take maybe 1 radius to go to here. I'd take another radius to go to here. I'd take another radius to go here. And I'd have a little bit more than 3 radiuses. I'd actually have pi radiuses. So 180 degrees in radians is pi. So that would mean that 90 degrees would have to be pi over 2. And that would mean that 270 degrees has to be 3 pi over 2. And that would mean that 360 degrees would have to be 2 pi. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop on this video. So we're going to call this video number 1. And I want you to watch video number 2 where I go into all the different radian measures. And then video number 3, I'm going to look at the coordinate points of the unit circle. All right, guys, have a great day.